Fresh air, too.
By the way, Mr. Hanley, how come we never got the $9 million I figured the government owed us last year?
They're waiting until next year, and then they'll sell you the state of Texas. Ralph, have you had your breakfast? Would you like Gracie to scramble you some eggs?
Oh, please, George, we're out of eggs.
Grocer left a dozen yesterday.
I know, but I heard about a new thing called an egg set shampoo, so I tried it. And when I shampooed the eggs, they broke.
Fix us some coffee.
All right.
So, Ralph, how's the tax look this year?
About the same as last, but I've been listening to you sing on the program, and you can deduct that for that throat operation of yours.
I didn't have a throat operation.
I know, but you're going to, aren't you?
Just make out the tax. When I need bad jokes, I'll send for my writers.
I was only kidding, George. By the way, I see you getting your money from a new source this year.
No, I'm still married to Gracie. Oh, you mean the sponsor, the new sponsor?
Yeah, how are they?
They're wonderful people.
I've been using their Amadon toothpaste, and it's great.
Well, thanks, Ralph.
George, if you'll give me the canceled checks and records, I'll get busy. But please, don't let Gracie help me this year. Last year, when I took her to have some papers notarized, the man asked her to identify herself. She opened her compact, looked in the mirror, and said, "Yes, it's me."
I'll see that she doesn't bother you. Come in.
Hello, George. It's Gracie here, and I'd like to speak to her.
Gracie, Harry Morton wants to see you.
I'll be right out.
Harry, this is Ralph Hanley, my income tax man.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you.
What do you want to see Gracie about, Harry?
Well, tomorrow it's Blanche's birthday, George, and I don't know what to get her, so I thought maybe a diamond ring or maybe a new car. By the way, Mr. Hanley, is that deductible?
No, it isn't.
I don't know what to get her. I thought maybe a handkerchief or a bunch of bobby pins.
Pipe cleaners would be nice.
Oh, hello, Harry.
Hello, Gracie.
George, I fixed some coffee for you and Mr. Hanley. You'll find it on the stove.
Thank you.
And I thought you'd like something to go with the coffee, so I made you some tea.
Good. Oops. Good. Now we can dunk. Let's go in the den and get started on the tax, Ralph. Come on.
Gracie, I'm trying to decide what to give Blanche for her birthday. Have you heard her mention anything that she might like?
No. But why don't you get her a green necklace to match the gold bracelet you got her for Christmas?
Nah, she's got enough jewelry. Do you think it'd be all right if I gave Blanche a pet?
Why not? You're married.
No, I mean something like a dog.
No, don't get a dog. I had one. He couldn't even learn to run and fetch a stick. I threw that stick and brought it back between my teeth 100 times. That stupid dog just sat there and looked at me like I was crazy.
Oh, I wonder why. Well, you're right about the dog, Gracie. Well, perfume would be nice, or maybe a pretty nightgown.
Oh, that's a good idea. I can just picture Blanche in a sheer black nightgown.
Oh, me too. Oh, right, maybe there goes that idea. I know what I'll get. Blanche has always wanted an alligator bag. I'll surprise her with that. I'll put it in a candy box, and she won't know what it is, and when she opens it, she's gonna faint. Ho, ho, ho! What a wonderful idea.
Oh, thanks, Harry. But you would have thought of it if I hadn't.
That's true. I will be running along now.
George, Harry's leaving. Bye.
Yeah, well, we better get back and help Ralph with our tax.
Oh, George, can you ask him how much a woman can deduct for a missing husband?
Who's missing?
Uncle Joe, Aunt Clara's husband. And if the government will allow...
Gracie, I've seen Aunt Clara. Joe isn't missing, he's hiding.
And poor Aunt Clara. herself selling homemade bread.
That's not easy.
Aunt Clara's a smart businesswoman. She didn't sell her bread the day she made it. She kept it until the next day.
Why was that?
Well, it was day-old bread, and she could sell it cheaper.
Honey, that sounds right to me. Well, Ralph can't help Aunt Clara. He specializes in actors.
Do actors have special deductions, George?
Sure. For example, the other day, you bought stamps to answer my fan mail. That's deductible.
Oh, that's 3 cents I get.
Wait a minute, 3 cents? You told me you spent $32.03. Explain that.
Well, you know how on the way to the post office you have to go past Bullock's?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Now look.
Excuse me, Mrs. Burns, Mr. Burns, I can't go on with your tax until you explain some of these expenses. Now, here's an item, $50 for 10 pogo sticks. Why did you buy 10?
That's all they had.
Well, Mrs. Burns, what do you want with them?
Those sticks come in very handy in case you're attacked by a pogo.
George, where's the aspirin?
You'll find 2 bottles in the bottom of the drawer of the desk.
Thanks.
Gracie, just what is a pogo?
You know, but I couldn't tell him that. He might think I was dumb.
Now he thinks you're smart?
George, do you think our tax bill will be very high this year?
Yeah, but thank goodness for the community property law.
Community property law?
That's right.
What's that?
Well, it's a law that says half of everything I've got is yours, and half of everything you got is mine.
Oh, then how come I only get 1/4 of what we make?
Well, that's the way it works out. I'll show you. Now, here in my hand, I've got $1 in change. Half of everything I've got is yours. Here's 50 cents.
Thank you.
Now, half of everything you've got is mine. How much do you got? Give me a quarter. There, you see how it works?
I see real good. Let's do that again. And this time I'll start with $1.
Okay.
Now, half of everything I've got is yours. Here's 50 cents.
Thanks.
How's that second part go again?
Half of everything you've got is mine. How much have you got?
50 cents.
Give me a quarter. Thanks.
You're right, George. Comes out the same way each time.
Sure it does.
You must be awfully discouraged being married to a woman who doesn't understand money.
Sometimes it comes in real handy.
Say, George, I've been talking to Mr. Hanley about our income tax. I said, why does the government need so much money? And he said, because the government has a $3 billion deficit.
That's right.
Well, why don't they buy a cheaper one?
I like the one with the rearview mirrors.
Oh.
Gracie, the government needs our tax money to run the country. Part of it goes to pay the salaries of the president, the cabinet, and the congressmen.
George, do Republicans have to pay President Truman's salary?
Well, sure.
It's really rubbing it in, isn't it?
And the government needs money to run the Army and the Navy. Without soldiers and sailors, we wouldn't be safe.
I can see you've never been out with one.
And don't forget that our government is spending millions of dollars on European recovery. We send them food. It's called the European Recovery Program, or the ERP.
We ought to change that.
Change what?
The ERP. Sounds like our food gives them indigestion.
I'm sorry to interrupt again, George, but these items are driving me nuts. Mrs. Burns, What is this?